Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss one of the most important topic for cascading style sheet, that is group selector. So we'll start with basic introduction part. After that, we will move to the practical section. So before moving to the group selector, you should know the basic meaning of selectors. So as we have discussed so many times that cascading style sheet selectors are used to select the content you want to style. For example, in your HTML page, let's say if I want to style my H1 and H2 element, then definitely you can use your CSS selectors. Selectors are the part of CSS rule set and it selects HTML element according to its ID, class, type or attribute. So we have discussed in previous lectures several types of selectors in CSS. So first type is element selector, where we directly use element from HTML. That means we directly use name of the tags. And another type of CSS is ID selector. ID selector, in case of ID selector, we always give every HTML element a unique ID. Okay, and in case of style tag, we always write this particular ID name. Next is CSS class selector. So in case of class selector, we always give every element a unique class name, and in case of under the style tag, we always write the name of that particular class. Universal selector we have discussed in previous lecture, and students, if you forgot to watch any of the previous lecture that were very important, you can check the description box. I have already added the link there. So now our fifth and most important type is cascading style sheet group selector. So the grouping selector is used to select all the elements within the same style definition, and it is used to minimize the code. So this is what? This is the basic or important property of using group selector. Okay, it is used to minimize the code. For example, if in my web page I have more than 500 LOC, means line of code, and if we use grouping selector, then we can reduce it to 400 LOC. Okay, so it is basically used to minimize the code, and commas are used to separate each selector in group. As in previous lectures we have discussed, whenever we are talking about ID selector, we always use hash character. When we talk about class selector, we use full stop symbol, that is in case of CSS we call it as period character. In case of universal selector, it is what? It is a wildcard character. Okay, and in case of group selector, we always separate every element, every selector with the help of commas. As you can see here, I have added an example. We have three selectors here: H1, H2 and P. Heading 1, heading 2 and paragraph. I want to give similar properties to all these tags, to all these HTML elements. So for that we can use group selectors. Now let's move to the practical part. So before moving to our main topic, that is group selector, you should always write the basic HTML structure. Okay, so this is title tag. Now style, and close this style section, and then close your head section. Then start this body tag. Always remember to close the body tag and your HTML tag. Okay, so students, here I am giving you one homework question, that in this particular example I am using style tag in between the head section. Okay, and what type of cascading style sheet is this? This is the basic definition that I have discussed so many times. Whenever we write style tag in between the head section, what type of cascading style is this? This is your homework question, and you must answer this in the comment box. Okay. Under the body tag, let's say I have one h1 tag. This is the heading 1. Okay, you can write anything. Now I have, let's say, 2. This is subheading h2. Okay, and now I'm using paragraph tag. And for paragraph, this is a big paragraph. Okay, and let's just close this paragraph. Okay, let's just save this. Group.html. So this is what this is. Let me just save this again. Where is group.html? This is my folder, group.html. Okay, so here we have group.html. So these 3 statements I have written in HTML section, right? Now let's move to the CSS part where we are going to give it some properties. Okay. Okay, so under the style tag, let's say previously we always used to write it like this: h1 color red. Close, save, and refresh. Like this. Okay, and we always use it like this: color red, paragraph color red, like this. Save and refresh. Okay, so this is how we use style properties previously. Now as we have discussed, we are using group selector, and this is used to minimize the code, and we always write it by using commas. Okay, so for this you should write it like this. Let's say h1 comma h2 comma p, then like this. Save and refresh. So you can see the output now. Okay, so this is how you can make a group of different elements and give them similar properties. For example, if I want to change color from red to green, save and refresh. So this is how you can make use of this. Now let's say I want to give it a font size 40 and close, save and refresh. So this is in 40 font size. If you want to give it background color, let's say gray, you can give any color, save and refresh. Okay, so this is how you can use grouping of different elements together. Now let's take one more example so that it will be clear for you. Let's say I have one more paragraph here. This is the best example of cascading style sheet selectors, and close this paragraph. Save and refresh. So here you can see this particular paragraph automatically captures the property from this section. But in this paragraph, we want it in something different color. Okay, I want this particular statement, let's say, in red color with pink background. Okay, so for that you should give it a unique ID, or you should give it a unique class. Okay, so ID is equals to, let's say, P, inverted commas, and close this. Okay, so leave it like this only. Save and refresh. Okay, so now let's give this particular ID a unique value. Okay, so for ID we have discussed, for ID always remember to use hash symbol. Okay, so let's write it here. Hash name of this ID is P. Change its name, PI. Okay, like this. So PI under the inverted commas, color blue. Save and refresh. So similarly, you can give it a background color, different background color. Okay, by default it is using the background color from this heading because this is also a part of P. So you can give it a background color refresh. So you can see the results now. So I hope students everything is clear for you. If any doubt you can comment below, I will definitely help you. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching this video.